Hey everybody, so today's video is going to be about gestural drawings, which is, basically quick drawings. I've had a couple of people ask about it, and it's also something that I think is quite useful, valuable to learn how to do to work on. Okay, so I just pulled up a bunch of images of dancers. That's what we're going to be drawing. I'll just pick a few of them, and I'll do some sort of gestural drawing. So this paper, I would probably normally, maybe on a paper this size, I might do 3 or 4, but I'm going to see if I can do maybe 5 or 6 of them or whatever. We'll see how the video progresses. So the reason why gestural drawings or scribble drawings or warm-up drawings are useful, okay, is that there's a couple of different reasons, actually. For us, the artists, they're useful because it gets us kind of warmed up, right? I mean, thus the name, warm-ups. But it helps us to switch our brains from our day-to-day activity into drawing. I'm a firm believer in that. If you go to life drawing classes, usually the model starts off with, almost more ambitious poses to begin with. So we can do things like, you couldn't ask someone to hold this pose for 20 minutes, but you could ask them to hold it for a minute. It's useful. So it's useful for warming up, but it's also very useful for understanding how to draw from life. Okay, so let's say that you take the bus every day or the train every day. It would be nice if you would be able to say, do sketches of people that you see, right? Or maybe you're when I go on holidays, very often I like to sit by the pool and just draw people, but they don't normally sit there for 20 minutes at a time. So, you have to get used to drawing quickly. Yeah, I mean, there's any number of reasons why you might want to do it, but I see people all the time when I do life drawing classes, and we'll have a timer, and it'll be 1 minute, and you'll see them and they'll get an arm drawn and then the minute's up. That's not what we want to try and do. What we want to try and do is capture as much as we can, as quickly as we can. Okay. So I'm going to start off with this one. And really, honestly, when I do a drawing like this, all I'm going to do is try and figure out, I normally will start with the head. Okay, so real nice and simple. That's the spine, essentially. Okay, leg goes up. This one's got quite a bit of foreshortening. Hand, shoulder, breasts and chest. Leg comes down. Okay. And that's it. Okay. And you may say, well, that's not really very good. They're not meant to be good. Okay. They're meant to be, fleeting sort of things. And so from this, I've understood what's going on here. Now, if let's say, obviously no one's going to hold this position for this long, but let's say that I was, on the bus and I was sketching someone. Now that I've got the foundation laid in, I can actually, try to make things a little bit more, not finished, but well, yeah, I guess finished is the word I'm looking for, actually. Not realistic is what I was going to say. But now I've got the framework, right? So, it gives you that ability to kind of work from it and say, now you can kind of see what's happening. This is a fairly unusual pose, so it's possible that when you look at it, you'd say, well, I don't know if I would necessarily, figure out that was a dancer. It looks more like a bird, but it's a start, right? So we'll just switch. I'm going to switch back and forth between reds and blues here. So let's say that we did, this girl. Okay. Sort of planning out my page. The nice thing about working with kind of gestural quick things is you can fill up your page. You can have things. A lot of times I'll have pieces going over top of other pieces. But so again, I always start with the head, just to kind of give me an idea of sizing. Now her arm, I don't know how well you can see that, but her arm is actually the shoulder is somewhere in behind her head. So it's all about kind of getting a sense of movement, right? And I said, it's also about kind of warming up, but more to me, it's more important that we get a sense of, um, switching off the brain and just going with the flow. And one of the very interesting things that I notice when I deal with students that are, doing these kinds of drawings. So that one I think I mean, it's not, none of these are going to be good, right? Don't expect great works of art from any of these. They're not going to be. That's not what they're for. But I think it's not bad as far as indicating what is happening here. Even throw in a little bit of shadow back here so I can kind of see what's happening. I firmly believe that when we do drawings like this, what it does is it allows us to really switch over. We do so many things during the day that are left brain sort of things. Let's do this girl right here because I've got some space right in here. They're kind of left brain sort of things, right? I might have gone a little bit. Low, but whatever. So sorry, I'll go back to the idea in a minute, but I want to just show you. So head, right? Spine, her spine goes like this, okay? And then if you were to imagine the different parts of her body, there's her shoulder line, okay? There's her breast line. There's her stomach, like where her belly button would be. And there's her hips. So you can see that it does this almost curve, and that's how we get that movement. And so what I was saying is I really believe that when we do this kind of stuff, right, it turns off our brain. And it's really interesting when I work with students or I don't want to say amateur, but less experienced artists. I find that a lot of times their 1 or 2 minute drawings are better than their 10-minute or 20-minute poses. I think it's just because you just don't have time, right? You just got to go with the flow. So there you go. So that one's not bad. Let's see about that bottom corner. What can we do down there? Over here, we're going to do that's kind of nice pose, so we'll do that one maybe. So her head is tricky here because it's like chin goes like that, right? Like the head would actually be like this. And I said, don't worry about eyes and noses and things. All we're concerned about right now is the shape. So this would be her knee. Okay. Leg comes down. She has that. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I love drawing dancers because I think there's just always such a beautiful movement to their body, and it's not a typical sort of pose. So a lot of times we'll get dancers into our life drawing sessions. They might remain clothed or partially clothed, and that's okay too. There's no need for someone to be nude to draw them well. It's just, it helps a little bit to understand what's going on under the clothes. But yeah, so there you go. That's not a bad little drawing. I think that comes up like that. So I'm not timing myself, but I'm assuming I do enough of these. I think I'm probably somewhere between 1 minute and 2 minutes. You guys can tell me if I was right or wrong on that. Let's do another blue one in here maybe. So let's do this girl because that's kind of a nice space there. Okay, yeah, so we're going to put her head right around here. Okay, and you can, be as detailed or not with the head as you want to be. It's totally up to you. You see that I indicate the shoulders almost as these sort of circles, right? A lot of weight here. So and a lot of times when I'm drawing these, I'll actually put in arrows for myself because it's all about, that would be the midpoint of her pelvis. It's all about kind of force, right? So there's this force that's coming down here. People always say to me, why do you have those arrows in? And it's more because I'm trying to work out in my head you know, how the body's working, essentially. Okay. And, you can get as, some people will need to hold up their pencil when they're drawing and measure things or whatever. And that's okay too. Just bear in mind that if you are working on a time constraint, this is a bit tricky because her shirt is hanging down there a little bit. But if you are working on a time constraint, you probably don't have time to really get all your proportions right. And that is, I think, one of the reasons why people just go with it and actually make fairly successful quick drawing. So I'm sure I'm over a minute now for that one. So this is actually for up here. I want to do, let's do this one. This is actually like a favorite pose when I've done yoga drawings of people. Actually, I'm going to switch to red there just to give it a little bit of difference. So again, these, you could do these in graphite, you could do these in whatever you wanted. I'm just doing them in red and blue because they don't smudge, or they don't smudge much. And I know that I'm moving around kind of aggressively, but honestly, it doesn't matter too much. So we're going to put the head. Okay. And again, the head, even the head, I'm not really putting in too much detail. There's our shoulder. Arm comes down. That would be right where the elbow meets. And then we got this back one. And then this is kind of a weird, like, if you're used to drawing figures, you're like, why is there the butt over here? But that's obviously just the way that it goes, right? That's the pose. It's sort of a strange, when you first look at it, you're like, what am I drawing here? But that looks okay. So it's nice when you can work larger with these. I just thought that for this, it would be easier to explain them a bit smaller. So a lot of times I'll work on big newsprint sheets. Maybe do 5 or 6 drawings on a sheet of newsprint. So I'm sure I'm at the 1 minute mark now, but that's okay. We'll just get a little bit more detail in there. Hands. So, like I wouldn't worry too much about things like fingers or toes or anything on something like this, right? Because this is just a quick one. But you can kind of see how we get a sense of, where the body is going, how the shapes go. Okay. And I'm going to do one more because I have enough space here. So, and we'll do it in blue just to give kind of a nice, interesting page. Let's do this girl. So we did most of them, actually, or quite a few of them anyway. So, so this one's actually really kind of nice pose. I like that because it's twisted. Those are my favorite poses when I work from a live model, are those sort of twisted poses. Let's make sure we get her head in there so it's not too high up. And then, so you imagine, as you're looking at it, imagine the spine back there, right? So the spine goes through and it goes right through the leg. Okay, so you're building framework. Okay, and again, I'm working relatively soft. If you watch my other videos, which I'm sure you have, a lot of times I'll work with a 2H and then I'll switch to a 2B or whatever. Not with this sort of thing. With this sort of thing, it's all about, like, you just use one pencil. You don't want to switch pencils, right? So that her shoulder line is like that, breast line. And then the pelvis is actually kind of like that, right? It's twisted. Maybe I'll make this one, since it's the last one, we're running out of space on the paper, maybe I'll make this one a little bit more detailed, just so you can kind of see how you could build off of it. So normally I approach when we do our figure drawing stuff in like live drawing, or when we did back before COVID, hopefully at some point we will again, we would always do 10 1-minute poses, and then a 5-minute pose, and then 10, 15, 20, etc. So normally, I'm just going to sharpen this because I want to do a bit of details there. Normally, I would approach the 10 1-minute poses kind of the same way I would the 5-minute. And what that does is it allows me to kind of get a sense of how, you get in sort of a mindset. So even though the 5-minute you have 5 times as long, you get in a mindset as far as, how you're going to address things really quickly and then build off of them. And the reason that's important is that if you are working from life, you could kind of do that, right? You can build something quickly, and if not that they're going to sit like this, but if that person continues to sit in that pose, then you can make it a little bit more elaborate. Like I've done that lots of times where, I'm, as I said, sitting by the pool and someone's reading a book or whatever, and I'll start sketching them, and I'll put together a really quick but fairly soft drawing, and then if they get up and walk away, no big deal. But if they don't, if they sit there longer, then I can still build off of that same framework, right? So, and again, I like these are smaller than I would normally work, so I'm not even going to bother trying to put the toes in or the fingers or whatever, but you get a sense of kind of how, and like that line went too far, and that's okay. I don't care. That's not a problem. And then, if you wanted, you could put a grounding of like a line for where the ground is. So this is probably, now I'm assuming we're probably around 3 minutes or so. And of course I stopped in between to talk about other things, but yeah, if it was a bit bigger, I could probably do a bit more in the way of details, but that's about as far as I'm going to go with that one. So anyway, so in a nutshell, that's gesture drawing. Some people tend to do more, scribbly, like, this sort of thing for this pose. And that's okay too, right? Whatever works for you, whatever gets you moving and sort of switches your brain over, right? Like you can see, I've still kind of here, obviously I've spent more time and indicated it, but here in this really quick sketch, this quick scribble, I've still kind of got a sense of, the motion, the movement, the whatever, right? So anyway, so hopefully that's helpful for you guys. If you have any questions, I'd love to hear them. This is the type of thing that I think that whenever you get a spare moment, if you have 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, whether your friend is, sitting in the corner of the room, or your spouse is watching TV or whatever, you can do these kinds of drawings, and you can really kind of take those little minutes of time. As we've talked about many, many, many times, building the skill of drawing is something that takes really a lifetime. But what you can do along the way is do little chunks, right? So little chunks of time help you to get that skill built up. And, if you could do a page like this, so we're now at 18 minutes. If you could do a page like this, or even like half of them, even if you could do three sketches like that every day for a whole year, I guarantee you your drawing skills would get better. Your life drawing skills would get better, which is useful. And you would start to understand form, right? Like this is a very, very simple drawing. There's not a lot to it. But you know exactly what's happening with the form, right? And that's really, it's so crucial. It doesn't matter whether you're drawing full bodies or faces or animals or landscapes or whatever. It's all about understanding how shapes come together and how light hits them and things like that, right? So anyway, as I said, if you have any questions, please let me know. I hope everybody is staying safe and well. It's a scary time out there right now, but we'll get through it, and hopefully in our sketchbooks it can help a little bit. Okay, take care. Bye.